We have a CNN article here for you. Bernie Sanders criticizes Clinton campaign, Democrats at Boston rally. Oh boy. So the response to this from the Clintonites on Twitter was, woo doggy. Man, they were not happy about this one, but let's see if you can find anything objectionable. They say Bernie Sanders criticized Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign in Boston Friday night at a progressive rally alongside Senator Elizabeth Warren, saying the Democratic nominee's loss revealed the need for the fundamental restructuring of the Democratic Party. The Vermont senator also said some Democrats believe the voters who backed President Donald Trump are racists, xenophobes, and deplorables, a word Clinton famously used. I do not agree, he said. All right, let me pause. Yeah, so far I think he's 95% correct. So the only minor point of disagreement, which I think if I brought up Bernie would agree with, is that sure, you have some people who are TFG, some people who are deplorables, who they voted for Trump because he said certain things that were bigoted and xenophobic, like, for example, ban all Muslims from coming into the country, kick out all undocumented immigrants, use nationwide stop and frisk, which overwhelmingly disproportionately cracks down on minority communities and has over a 98% failure rate. So some people, yeah, they supported him for that reason. And it wasn't really about the economic stuff. But Bernie's largely correct that, I would guess probably most of the Trump voters, they more heard his stuff on being anti-establishment and talking about being against outsourcing jobs and doing an infrastructure project and rebuilding the country and making America great again. Tremendous. They heard that and they said, oh, that's like economically populist, and I think he's going to be better for working people than Hillary. Now, turns out Trump, of course, is a disaster for working people. He's appointed 4 or more Goldman Sachs people. He's outsourced his own jobs. He's, raised taxes on the middle class. He's done all these things since he's been in power that show that's not the case. But in terms of how he campaigned, I think a lot of people were duped by the rhetoric and they thought he was more populist. So Bernie's just pointing that out. And he's also, look, there's a deeper point here, which is you can't expect to win these people over simply by saying, you're racist, you're bigoted, you're sexist, you're deplorable. Again, some of them are that, but they're too far gone anyway. You have to try to get the people who you need who voted for Obama twice. That's who you need. You need the people who actually care more about the economics. And if you're not going to get them unless you talk about economics and serious issues that matter to them. All right, let's continue. Quote, it wasn't that Donald Trump won the election. It was that the Democratic Party lost the election, Sanders said. He ran through Democratic losses in recent years, checking off the Republican-controlled House, Senate, governor's offices, and state legislatures, before saying that Republicans are a right-wing extremist party who has an agenda that most Americans soundly and roundly disagree with. How in God's name do they win elections, Sanders said. And the reason is, in my view, that the time is long overdue for fundamental restructuring of the Democratic Party. We need a Democratic Party which is not the party of the liberal elite, but a party of the working class of this country. We need a party which is a grassroots party, a party where candidates are talking to working people, not spending their time raising money from the wealthy and the powerful. Sanders' comments came at a rally organized by his Our Revolution group, as well as several local left-wing organizations. Warren was not beside Sanders when he took the shots at Clinton's campaign and Democrats, and the Massachusetts senator and fellow 2020 Democratic prospect did not address those remarks on stage. But the event was meant to be much more of a progressive pep rally than a rehash of the 2016 campaign. Both Sanders and Warren touted proposals to make college affordable and to increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and both repeatedly lambasted Trump's presidency. Sanders also touted his Medicare for All healthcare proposal, which he said he will introduce as legislation within the next month. Quote, on every major point facing this country, the American people do not believe in a right-wing agenda. They believe in a progressive agenda. We've got to take that agenda to the people. So think about that, man. They say, hey, here's the problem with the Democratic Party, and here is my constructive response. We need to focus on and talk about endlessly making the minimum wage a living wage. We need to focus on and push Medicare for all. We need to be issues-based, and we need to fight for the people. We need to be a grassroots party. And I'm telling you, people are mad at him for what he said. The Clintonites, with raising holy hell, with the fury of 1,000 demons. One of the things that I saw is they kept calling him racist, Bernie. What? They said, oh yeah, he moved from diverse New York to lily white Vermont. That's a quote. Lily white Vermont. He marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And they literally said in one of the tweets, don't bring up that he marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Why? He's been fighting for civil rights since the literal civil rights movement. That's not relevant. That's exactly relevant. That is exactly relevant. So they're just smearing him as a result of this. And who can disagree? If the Democrats lose to a candidate who had a 60% unfavorability rating the day he won, 60%, how can you argue that the Democrats didn't lose that election? That was a layup election, and they blew it. The guy they were running against is a reality TV star buffoon with a dead ferret on his head who said, I grab him by the pussy, I don't even wait. And he beat you. So, yeah, definitely look in the mirror and go, well, what did we do wrong that we lost to this monster? And what do they want? Deflect. We did nothing wrong. It's racism, it's sexism, it's the deplorables in the country that did it for us, and Russia, of course. Bernie saying, how about you stop deflecting and how about you stop being a corporate sellout party and you focus on issues that matter to people like a living wage, like Medicare for all, and then you'll win if you're actually a grassroots party. And they're responding, no, we will not do that and we will stay in power. Well, we're here to kick you out. JusticeDemocrats.com. Go read our platform if you haven't to see what we're about. We're running candidates, guys. We're running candidates, regular people, working people. They take no corporate money, no PAC money, and they fight for the people. They're vetted in accordance with that platform. Go read about it and sign your name in support of the movement. We need you. And while you're at it, sign the petition where H.R. 676 is John Conyers' bill for Medicare for all. It's up right now. But you have over 100 Democrats who haven't co-sponsored it and haven't agreed to vote for it. You have 75 or 80 or so who said, okay, we're going to vote for it. So far, we flipped 10 people. 10 people to be for it. You flipped 10 people because of the pressure you put on, the phone calls you're making to your congressman, and the fact that you're signing this petition. Some of the ones who flipped literally cited the petition. John Conyers was tweeting a thank you to the National Nurses United, the union, nurses union, who was part of this, brand new Congress, and Justice Democrats. He was thanking Justice Democrats in a tweet. Thank you for the pressure. It's working. So go do it. Go call your congressman. Say, you better sign on for Medicare for all or we're going to primary you and we're going to beat you. We're going to vote you out. I'm not going to vote for you if you don't vote for Medicare for all. If you don't co-sponsor it, go do it. Go do it. Call your congressman, sign that petition. Let's get it done, man. They're not going to listen to us unless we force them to. So we're going to force them to.